Today we're talking about habits that make you look and feel younger. Most people think anti-aging has to be complicated, a vanity filled with a 20-step hair and skincare routine, thousands spent yearly, all in the name of youth. But looking and feeling younger isn't just about what you put on your body. It's about the daily habits that you build into your life to better yourself. I'm going to share the 10 simple habits that changed everything from me, from hair to skin, food and fitness, to how I got the most out of my time and put money back in my pocket. Are you ready? Let's go. For years, I would avoid anything that I thought was going to be too heavy. So any leave-in conditioners, any oils, any in-shower products that were not ideal for fine hair. But what I failed to remember is that as we age, our sebum production, it decreases by 10% per decade. So as you get older, your hair is just naturally decreasing the amount of oil it produces. So by avoiding products that are hydrating or heavy, you are literally just starving your hair of the moisture that it desperately needs. When your hair is dry, your cuticles, they actually lift, which makes your hair feel rough and it ends up making it look dull. When you properly hydrate your hair, those cuticles, they end up laying flat, which is going to reflect light, and that's what's going to give you that youthful shine that we associate with healthy, younger hair. I noticed a very big difference in my hair when I switched to using non-volumizing shampoo and conditioners in the shower and embracing oil on my ends pre-shower and even post-shower after I styled it. And it turns out it isn't weighing my hair down like I thought it would. My hair now not only looks better, but it also feels better. It's much more soft, it's much more shiny, and it is way less brittle. This one may be considered a bit of a hot take, but before you freak out, I am not saying to give up on hair color. I am just saying to maybe change the way you go about it if you're looking to increase hair health. So semi-permanent hair color, it effectively covers and blends gray hair, offering a less damaging alternative to permanent color. It's ideal for those of you who have like 25 to 75% gray hair, that you want to blend your grays in with your natural shade, and it does it in a much more gentle process than permanent color. Permanent color is sort of like a guest you don't necessarily want at your house. They just barge in, kicking the door open. They help themselves to any and everything in your fridge. They make a mess everywhere they go, and they're not leaving until you basically kick them out and make it clear that they're not welcome back for another month. Permanent color, it comes in, it blasts open your cuticle, rearranging the structure of your hair to cover your gray, just like the guest does to your home. Semi-permanent color is more like a friend that waits for you to open the door and invite them in. They are so appreciative of that refreshing glass of water to hydrate them during your visit. And it's a much more laid-back experience with them, and you know that you will look forward to seeing them again. Semi-permanent color, it comes in and it more so just coats the hair, blending in what's there rather than completely rearranging it. I switched to using a semi-permanent color about 3 years ago, and it has made a very big improvement on my hair and with the health of it. I will say though, if you like to have your base color lighter than your natural, a semi-permanent color, it's not going to work for you because it doesn't lift. But if you like your natural color, or you wear it a little darker, it may be worth trying it out to see how your hair adjusts over time. Moving on to a little skincare now, which is equally, if maybe not more important than hair. I can't believe I just said that. This habit is one I started last year. I invested in a red light therapy mask set for my face and chest. However, I wasn't consistent with it until recently after I read more about the benefits of red light therapy, and now I use this thing every single day. So red light therapy, it works by increasing collagen production, skin elasticity, and it can reduce the appearance of fine lines when used regularly. So as we age, collagen production is not once what it used to be in our bodies. So the red light therapy, it works to help your skin by recharging it to look and feel better. Now that I'm using it consistently, I am excited to see what it's going to do for me in the long run, of course, but in the short term, as far as immediate results, for me, it's kind of actually become more than just a beauty treatment alone. I now use this sort of as like my daily unwind ritual after I get out of the shower. So the one I have, you let it sit up to 9 minutes on your face and chest, and I just put on some relaxing music. I sit with my eyes closed, I meditate, and I sort of reflect on my day. And it's just become like this quality time with myself where I'm taking those 9 minutes and I am trying to make the most of them mentally rather than just like randomly passing the time doing whatever. So while yes, I am very excited to see the benefits physically, it is nice to be able to decompress my day and mind each night. That has me mentally feeling renewed. And after my red light therapy time is up, I go about the rest of my nightly routine, which includes our next habit. I'm a side sleeper, and I have started noticing creases forming on my chest. And at first, I thought that these were just like temporary sleep marks, but I've noticed they have been sticking around for more than I would like. And then I learned something that changed everything. So sleep lines, sadly, aren't just temporary. When you sleep in the same position night after night, you are literally creating a permanent crease in your skin. So the constant pressure and folding, it breaks down collagen and elastin in those exact spots. Dermatologists, they call these sleep wrinkles, and they're completely different though from expression lines. I have been searching and trying different brands of silicone patches for almost a year now, and I finally found ones that they hold up all night, they stay put, they don't irritate my skin, and they are reusable for me more than what they even say that you can use them for. And I put these on my skin as my last step of my routine right before bed. The science behind them is actually pretty cool. So silicone, it creates a microenvironment that increases hydration and it helps your skin repair itself while you sleep. So the patches, they prevent my skin from folding or smushing, and combined with my red light therapy, I feel like I am actively preventing new lines from setting in rather than just trying to treat ones that are already there. So it's like having a little prevention strategy while I sleep. I will link the brand of the patches I use in the description below, along with the other items mentioned in this video. And be sure to let me know in the comments what your best beauty tips are for looking and feeling younger in your own life. We don't like to gatekeep around here. We like to share all the good things. So be sure to get in the comments and share what works best for you. And I cannot wait to see what you suggest. I spent 10 years getting lash extensions, a decade. Embracing natural lashes to me meant breaking up with something that had become part of like my entire identity and existence. I really truly felt like I would not know who I was without them. I had so many friends that they're like, Summer, you are your lashes. You have to have them. But after a decade, I really was truly just tired of the upkeep. I was going every 2 weeks, blocking out 2.5 hours for the appointment, and it didn't hold the same value to me anymore. But what I didn't expect when I had them removed was I felt this incredible sense of freedom. I thought that I would freak out, but instead I felt like it gave me such a more youthful, refreshing look. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love me some lashes, and there is always the option of DIY lashes, but I feel like the way that I used to wear them kind of overwhelmed me a little bit, and now I just feel much more youthful and natural. My lash tech recommended a great lash serum from Beauty from Bees, and after about a month, my natural lashes, I feel like went back to looking normal. I love having the time back, and the money saved is a very nice perk as well. And while glam lashes still have a time and place, right now I am in my natural era and I am loving it. And because I no longer wear lash extensions, our next habit finally became possible for me after 10 years of avoiding it. Because of those eyelash extensions, I couldn't use products that contained oil, as oils break down the lash adhesive. But now that I no longer have them, I made using an oil cleanser a non-negotiable first step in my nightly skincare routine, and it has been a complete lifesaver for my dry skin. So what I discovered about using this as my first cleanser that I think is super important: think about everything that's on your face at the end of the day. You've got sunscreen, foundation, mascara, plus all the natural pollutants from the environment. A single cleanse isn't enough to get through all of that grime. So an oil cleansing balm, it breaks down and it dissolves everything on the surface of your skin. So it sort of does the dirty, hard work first to remove all of that makeup without stripping your skin of its natural moisture. And it cleanses and it preps your skin to allow for your standard cleanser to be able to do its job more efficiently. So by thoroughly cleansing your skin, it promotes healthy cell turnover. Yes, cell turnover. And it allows for your other products like red light therapy. If you use retinol, Tret, or any moisturizers, it's going to let those penetrate properly into your skin. So that's going to allow you to have a more radiant and youthful glow. And then our next habit is the perfect nightcap to the nightly routine. This might sound bougie, but it has been a total game changer for me. I sleep with an anti-aging pillow and I have zero shame about it. This is not a sponsored video. I truly use this pillow. It is the Omnia by Sleep and Glow. So I have had this beauty for 3 years and I just love her. It is designed with a specific contour that supports your head and neck while creating space for your face. So this prevents your face and eye area from smushing in at night that leads to those permanent sleep lines. And I take all of the measurements to prevent these sleep wrinkles because I refuse to give up sleeping on my side. I just love it. I cannot sleep flat on my back. The only downside is it is costly for a pillow, like really costly. I did, out of curiosity, earlier this year test out a more affordable option that I found on Amazon that's $90. It did feel very nice, but after 3 months of use, the side I sleep on, it really flattened out. So the night that I switched back to the Omnia, I was like, oh my God, I missed you so much. And I truly was impressed at how much more firm yet soft and sturdy the Omnia felt, especially after all these years of use and especially compared to a brand new 3-month-old pillow. So sleep quality, it's really something to invest in. You spend about a third of your life sleeping, and if something can help prevent wrinkles for 8 hours every night, the math, it actually makes sense, and sign me up all day long. This habit changed everything about my fitness routine. I started an exercise that gets my body in shape like no other. So I have always been a runner, but this year I was determined to get back in shape after some stressful years where I put a little bit of weight on. And instead of just defaulting back to running, I decided to try rowing because 1, I wanted to build some muscle in my arms and shoulders, and 2, I wanted something that was lower impact. I ran cross country all through high school. I played in an adult kickball league for 7 years through my 20s and 30s. So my knees have had a little more wear and tear, and I just can't handle running like I used to. What I didn't realize about rowing was that rowing is one of the most effective exercises that you can do. It engages 86% of your muscles with every stroke compared to running, which primarily works your lower body. So you're getting both cardio and strength training simultaneously. When you can find an exercise that promotes weight loss and builds muscle, that is everything. Building muscle, it revs up your metabolism that naturally slows down with age. It sculpts the body, it creates a firm physique, and it gives you strength. And all of those things are always going to lead to looking and feeling younger. Also, just finding an exercise you enjoy, it just makes it much more fun too. It's like a total anti-aging treatment. You'll get to boost blood flow, you'll have more energy, you'll sleep better, and you will just radiate confidence that is absolutely ageless. This habit solved a mystery that was affecting my daily life. I was experiencing tingling and scratchiness in my throat after meals, and I would often break out in hives all over my neck after eating. It was very frustrating and honestly a little scary, not knowing what was causing it. I decided to start keeping a food journal to see if I could track the foods that were causing these issues, to obviously try and prevent the feeling I was having. But what I also discovered was why it's even more important to avoid foods that cause a negative reaction in our bodies. So food sensitivities, they cause inflammation to build up in your body. So when you eat foods that you're sensitive to, your internal security system, it ends up going on high alert. So your body sends out like this little army to grab onto those food particles to try and break them down. And this process creates inflammation. And inflammation can show up in several ways. So in my case, it was in a scratchy throat and hives, but other signs can be headaches, feeling tired, or even achy joints. It's your body's way basically of telling you that it's in fight mode, and continued inflammation is one of the most significant culprits behind the breakdown of collagen and elastin in your skin. So avoiding foods that you know your body can't handle is very beneficial to your health. I have sadly had to say goodbye to limes, Chick-fil-A, Cholula hot sauce, tortillas, the list goes on. Thankfully, I can still have sourdough bread, but it is very lovely to not continually have to clear my throat for hours post-eating, and obviously, I love not having hives on my neck. So I feel like clearing the foods surely has increased my health to look younger, and I certainly feel better. This broke me out of the most frustrating cycle. I stopped dieting and I started making real lifestyle changes. 4 years, I was stuck in this endless loop. I would do some random diet, lose weight, go back to eating whatever I wanted, gain it back, then start another diet. And it was just exhausting. And honestly, I feel like that's a real demoralizing way to live. So I decided to do a 3-week long challenge where I went without any cheat meals to cleanse and reset my body. It was ridiculously hard at first, but it allowed me to break those automatic eating patterns and get into a routine of making better food choices. So the science behind this is fascinating. They say that it takes about 10 to 14 days to reset your taste buds and reduce cravings for processed food. When you constantly eat whole, nutritious foods, your body starts craving what it actually needs rather than what the food companies have engineered you to want. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love food choices that don't serve me outside of gluttony, but now I opt instead for just one cheat meal per week. So it gives me something to look forward to while still maintaining my health goals. I have more energy, I love the way I feel, and I very much enjoy rewarding myself at the end of every week. Remember that looking and feeling younger isn't just about what you put on your body, it's about the daily habits that you build into your life to better yourself. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments which habit you're going to try first. And if you want more content like this, be sure to subscribe, because I'm going to start sharing more about what's actually working for me in my own life and be a little more personal. And I, for now, will leave you guys with this next video that you can check out right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.